Hey guys. Oh, hello. What's going on here? Let me know if you can hear me. Why have I got feedback? Okay. Oh, let me turn. Hello. There we go. I've got no feedback now. So potential DAX, NASDAQ sells. Let's see what happens here. But I'm looking for a wick up here. Hold on. So just testing. Let's go fix. Let's get a digit out. All right, now let's come back. There we go. Switch and let's just see where we can potentially run to. 24, just above the 24,000. So let's put that there. And done. Okay, here we go. See if we get a little wick up. There we go. Let's put partial TPs in. All right, 25. I'm not going to get the partial TPs wrong today. Or this afternoon, I should say, after getting it wrong this morning. Okay, so first one is in 2, 4, 4, 5, 3. Okay, so we're in 2, 4, 4, 5, 3. 5. Okay. All right, let's. Oh, why have my TPs disappeared? What the? Having a very bizarre day with TPs and technology. Try again. Okay, so let's see how this one pans out, guys. We're going to be The news obviously is pretty hawkish. Hey Andy, how you doing? Commander, how you doing? Sound is okay, thank you. Anna, okay, so I did take a sell on the NASDAQ here with price now just coming back up to test those levels. So we'll see how it fares. But we've got the DAX down 320 points, NASDAQ coming into the open in the next hour. We've had a solid break and close below our structure point here. We had a small wick up and then we've broken the low. So I'm just going to see, ultimately how this one moves right now. But we might look like we're potentially going to test it. Whoa, what the hell was that? Sorry, a shoe just fell out of my shoe rack. Very, very bizarre. Uh, high impact news, yeah. ECB will be coming out in, oh, what time is the ECB? I think it's about an hour from now. But we'll let this continue to do what we want it to do. Maybe we're just seeing a wick up, grabbing liquidity before we see a follow through. Or it's going to be one of those trades that just doesn't it just doesn't work for us. We'll see. But look, ultimately, we've got the break and close below. Price has just come up, tapped the zone. If we break the lows again, I would say this is going to be very positive for this trade. But time will tell. Who have we got in today? So we've got Andy, we've got Commander, we've got Anna, we've got Vic. Who else is on the stream today? And gold is just in free fall, but there hasn't been any valid setups for me, and it's 200 and something dollars down right now, so I'm not chasing that. Mr. Gandav, good afternoon, sir. How are you? What was that? Was that? So I don't know if I just heard. No, I thought we had Amazon at the door then, but I don't think so. It's like they always know when I'm on live stream. Phone rings, Amazon deliveries, post. What else is happening here right now? Let's have a look. I just want to see if I've investing. Okay, I'm going to run through why I took the trade in a second. If you've only just joined, uh, initial jobless claims, yeah, came in slightly lower to the expected number. Obviously, that's slightly positive for the US, but I don't think it's going to change any. There's only 10,000 difference. Let's see what happens. But I would envisage, based on market conditions and what happened yesterday with the Fed, is that we should see another move lower in the NASDAQ. Now, whether that's going to go down to test the 24,000, where I've got the extended target right above. So 24,000 is just about somewhere here where my cursor is now. So I've put the extended target 40 points above that. Yeah, I never want to be trying to get. I don't try and squeeze every last drop out of the market. I like to scale out quickly, de-risk quickly, um, and then leave a little bit on and see if it keeps going. As we can see, the DAX is down over 300 today. NASDAQ down 100, 112. So we will be watching closely and hmm, see if we can get the follow through as we come into the US Open. But we've got about another 52 minutes before the NYSE opens. I won't look at any charts yet until we come away from this because the trade's active. I don't want to just walk away and potentially something happens and I didn't manage it correctly. So in terms of trade management, the stop loss, initially we moved down, we broke the previous candle's low. Now we've come up, pretty much tested the level. If we come down and break its own low again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the stop from here to above the current candle high. Trump threatens to blow up world's largest gas field. What's this? But distances the US from Israeli actions as Macron urges direct talks. Okay, I mean, there's nothing really positive there, is there? So I can't imagine we're going to see anything from that to add to positive sentiment in the stock market. I suppose the only question you've got to ask yourself if people are thinking about, I don't know, where do you put your capital these days? Is it, do you keep it in the markets? Do you keep it in gold? Do you spread it? Do you put it in Bitcoin? I think everyone's kind of uh, like I was speaking to someone earlier today, and I was like, I really thought the markets would have sold off harder, and they were just saying, look, but where else are people going to put money these days? There's, so I was like, okay, true. It's like, do they not want it in cash? And they said, yeah, but which cash? Where's it going to get devalued? And then what happens when it's in cash? Like, okay. So they're just moving their portfolios around from what he was saying to more defense, pharma. So keeping it in the markets, but just strategically positioning it so if it is a sell-off, the decline in their portfolio value is not affected as much as it would be. So we're still, what, 15 points down on this current trade. Do you have TP1 at 20? I've got TP1 at 25. I just wish I could make this a little bit bigger. You can't see the number. It's at 25 and TP2 is at 50. Oh, one sec. Uh, and what did I tell you about my phone ring? Always, always rings when I'm on live stream. Nothing all day, but second I'm on live stream, doesn't stop. Um, okay, so listen, let's just have a little recap as to why we took this trade. So, yeah, I'll stick with MetaTrader. I don't generally like to use MetaTrader for explaining trades and scenarios because it's not very user friendly. But if we look at the support that was formed here, this is where the gray zone is that I've drawn. So we've had a nice strong seller candle. Then the next candle straight after that is big bullish momentum candle, comes back up to here, and then for whatever reason, buyers just leave the market and we create a new resistance. Price comes back down. We respect this the gray zone here with this bullish candle, and then we sell and we close back through this support level. So as we close through the support level, I'm looking for more downside. Now we've closed below. Next candle, I want to see it push up. As it pushes up, creating a top wick, we look to sell underneath the low of this candle, which is what happened. We got triggered as it moved below. Now it's coming back up to test the zone again. Now, gold is continuing to drop. It's $227 down, $233 down. Gold is dropping at a rate of knots. The question is, at what point will the indexes follow? I do believe they will follow. It's just whether we can stay in the trade or not. Uh, mm, mm, mm. So right on the money now. This is where I would like to see some kind of action now from sellers coming back in, as we've had. Let's hope the liquidity grab. I was maybe a little bit eager, but ooh, gold's dropping again, $245. This is it's meltdown mode. Look at this. You know, it's it's one thing just the way that it's moving, but you know what I can't do as a trader is even though it's free fall and you just want to hit sell when you see something like this, I can't do it because it doesn't fit my rules. It's completely against all my trading rules and ethos. If I was to do something like that, what is it going to do? Yes, I might make money on this trade, but what will it do to me? What will it do to me if I just sell now? So I'm watching NASDAQ on the other screen, so I just want to talk through this point quickly before we go back to NASDAQ. So, yeah, it it is creating bad habits, and bad habits aren't going to pay, right? Bad habits might pay here and there. You know, that is that's just a gamble. That would be like going to the casino and just going on red or black, um, with a slight advantage on the fact that the market is just dropping. But what people would tend to do when they see the market dropping like this, they go, "Oh, it's dropped $100. It can't go any further," so they buy it. And they go, yeah. So look, the best thing you can do when you see something like this is just wait for the market to give you the opportunity. I mean, $270 down now. Um, right, let's see what's happening with NASDAQ. I can't, I literally just, I think we're waiting for the open on this. The downside is what's going to happen on the open. I would like to think that we're going to see this market absolutely just crumble, but I could be completely wrong. But you have to learn the hard way. Yeah, I mean, look, but do you have to learn the hard way? I think for me personally, I probably do. I'm a little bit like a bull in a china shop. Um, I do things and then worry about the consequences afterwards. I go, well, if it doesn't work, then I'll find out why it didn't, and then I'll fix it. Unbelievable. Just think some of the guys this morning in the live stream sold gold at literally the perfect price. Didn't see this move coming on gold. Not $270. But I can't even change symbol. The hell? Gold doesn't exist. Ah, there we go. I don't know what happened there. So 4,400 is where I think gold is going to head to now. 4,400. We're going to fill that wick, the one that was created on the 2nd of February. In fact, look, let's go to it now. This is where I think we'll probably see gold come down to, and it'll probably break that low. Whether it moves down into this area, I have no idea, but I would expect now. The only thing we need to think about is forget buying gold unless it just drops straight down to these price points. Think about BPC trades. You're just waiting for price to pull back. In a nice short on the DAX. NASDAQ. We're in the NASDAQ. It's nearly at our entry price now. But DAX. These are nice trades here. I missed that one. We took a breakout this morning on the DAX. Got a T1 on there on a different account, but let's go back to the NASDAQ while we're seeing if we can get anywhere near our first 25 pip take profit. We'll keep the rich vein of form going this week. Just let me know if you're in this trade or not. Anyone in NASDAQ short? Anna is nice. Come on, let's drop. So let's bring that down. So we've gone from reduced about $300 off the risk. Here we go. Oh, close but no cigar. Go on 10 pips for our first TP. Oh, it's flirting again. Come on, push. Let's get risk free. Okay, if you want now, guys, you can move your stops to break even. So, okay, there we go. So that's TP1 hit. Oh, why did stop loss not move to break even? There we go. Okay, so T's hit. Let's have a look. Okay, come on. Eyeing up a Tudor Black Baywatch. Hopefully, if I continue to be profitable this month. Oh, nice. That's what I like to hear. I'm sure you will, Commander. I'm sure you will. T T1 for Anna and break even. Let's see if we can have another surge. And oh, and there we go. We're we're out, guys. We're out. So nice little start to the session. Um, uh, right, let's see. I don't think there's going to be anything for gold. I would be interested in. I know, I know it's probably going to happen, but which is, I wouldn't be surprised just to see this absolutely sink. But we've got to stick to our rules, right? And that was that the as soon as we got 25 pips, stop loss to move to break even. So let's just update the results. So that takes us to 117 and 37. So let's just have a look. 37 out and 17. That's 54. So where's the win rate? Are we back above 70% yet? Was it 37, 54? So 37 divided by 54. 68.5%. So we're still a little bit down on the old win rate. I need another few wins just to get it back up there. I like it when it's over 70%. Fox trades, I am in for gold for reversal 15 minute. Brave man. Brave man. Why not just wait for new resistance to form to sell it? This remember right now I see more people blowing accounts and hearing of horror stories when they try and buy the bottom. Yeah. At what point in this move here do we see any change in structure? Right now it's just going up. When it comes down, it goes up a little bit, doesn't create a new high, creates a new low, doesn't create a new high, so it's a lower high, lower low, lower high, just keeps going down. So So let's wait for this. I just think we're going to see another strong sell-off in the indexes. The question is, right, we can get rid of this level now. Don't need that there anymore. But what I want to see is, if we're going to look for a sell here, I want to see a rotation. So what do I mean by rotation? I want to see the price come down, start pulling back up. We'll look something like this. Breakout, breakout. Why have I got all the breakouts? Let me find what I'm looking for. Okay, this is what we want to see. Where's Here we go. That's what we want to look for. Something like this. So we've seen the market break out. We've seen a strong sell-off. Now we want to see a minimum of two up-range candles. Let me know. Do you know what an up-range candle is? So I want to see a minimum of two up-range candles. An up-range candle is a candle. Doesn't have to be red or green. It's just a candle that has a higher high and a higher low in relation to the previous candle. That's it. So keep it nice and simple. So we're looking for two up-range candles. Then we're looking for a seller candle. Then we're looking for a wick up. Sell the low. Um, what about a flip short on the NASDQ? Um, yeah, on the H1. So I just need to blow my nose. Put that under the bin. Right. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. So NASDAQ short. If we get a flip H1, yeah, that would be something of interest. But do you understand the thought process behind this kind of setup? And this is what you specifically want to look for on gold. Don't try and buy it. What time frame's that? So look, so if the wick up, how many? It's only 15 points. So I'm not going to do a flip here, guys. If you wanted to do it as it breaks the low, that's your personal preference. Um, I wouldn't be surprised to see the market keep going down. But yeah, I think if this one breaks the low, you could see another push down. But because I've already taken a trade on it in this live stream, I'm not going to push the boundaries and try and take another one here. But again, that's personal preference. If you want to jump on and look to take this one, um, let me know. Is that something that you would do, guys? Is that something you would do? Gold. Who was it? Fox. Is that you, Terry? Fox Trades. Did you buy that? I hope you didn't. If anything, it's a sell underneath. Ah, if anything, it's a sell underneath this bullish candle. It's a failed rally basically. Yeah, there we go, and it's off. What? That can't be right. Jesus, $20. Ah, did anyone say that? I mean, I didn't. I'm really quite interested in see what happens with the NASDAQ as we come into NYSE open. I just think we're going to see an absolute meltdown. I mean, DAX is down 350 points. If it had given a bigger top wick, then I might have done the flip. But look, this is a oh actually, oh no, I've not taken. I was just about to say, could I take it on another account? What do you reckon? Is it going to break that low? I would say so. But I tell you what, let's in fact I'll minimize that now. Don't need that anymore. Let's go back to trading view while we try and find something else to look at. Um, okay, so gold continues to we've just I mean just look at the daily chart. The daily chart is giving us all our direction, right? So I would look at that and say, well, 4,400 has got to be our next move. It doesn't mean that I'm just going to jump into the market and sell it straight away. What I want to see is, and I'll say it time and time again, I want to see the rotation. It doesn't matter how strong a market is selling or buying, there'll always be opportunities to get back into the trend. You just have to be patient enough as a trader and disciplined enough to wait for the pullback. And the other thing, as a trader, you have to be patient enough to let buyers come in. And Terry, this isn't a dig at you because you went for the reversal on gold. Look, I mean, just, I mean, what are we? You're just buying in the middle of fresh air. The best thing we can call that is hope. What you want to see is if even if you're going to do a 5 minute trade, right, Terry, I'd say let's wait until we get something like this. Because then you see here where we've had this high and this high, all of a sudden the market's broken above it. So it gives you a change in structure. It's only a 5 minute change in structure, but it's a 5 minute change in structure. It's something to say that there has been a slight shift in the dynamics of this market trend. So yes, you're not going to get as good at entry. Yes, you probably won't make as much money. But more often than not, by waiting for an extra 10, 15, 20, 30, 45, 55 an hour, however long it takes to get that, what you're going to do is you're going to iron out a lot of your losses. And if you can iron out a lot of your losses, I guarantee you that the strategy that you trade will become a lot more profitable. And you don't need to make more money on a trade. It's not about making more. It's about reducing the number of losses, and the losses that you do take, can you reduce the size of which you lose at as well? Okay. Uh, um, what they are? 52. Let's do. All right. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Okay. Ah, what was I doing? No. Okay, so Mandeep, apart from Iran war, any particular reason for gold to be dropped like this in a straight line? Um, I would say main reason is probably on the back of uh, overvalued, people profit taking, or some thinking now that it can retrace as opposed to it just being in a constant linear direction. The Fed being more hawkish last night in a position that they can't really cut rates due to inflation issues. Um, Look, I mean, realistically, is gold worth $5,600 an ounce? You know, people, not people, um, investors, you've got to look at it and go, is it really worth that? What else can you get with your capital for that amount? You know, people who are buying it, I mean, apparently in India, uh, the not the refineries, but people just stopped buying it because it was not affordable anymore. So on that basis, if people are going to stop buying it because it's not affordable, then even if it is a tradable market, it's not going to last. It just comes down to supply and demand. And then all of a sudden, you look at the refineries, they're just going to start pumping the market full of selling as much gold as they have, and it just becomes an oversupply. I don't think the market conditions we see right now are anything like what you would anticipate because so for example, because of the geopolitical war that's going on in the Middle East, everyone is looking at the markets and going, right, well, gold should be going up, indexes should be dropping. But the issue you have is gold had already gone from, what was it? Basically, just if you look at it on the monthly, it it gone from at the beginning of 2025, 2,500. It over doubled. So we're due a big old correction. This correction, looking at the monthly, has barely even started. So just watch out. I think there's probably a lot further further way to go um, in the bigger picture. But I'll buy and sell in any given day. I just need the setup to be present. So here, if we get down to 4,400, I'll be looking for buys. I'll also be potentially looking for sells on the lower time frame. It just depends um, how it how the market sits at that time. Um, what have I got? Three. What's that? And NASDAQ is still going. Is anyone still in it? Did anyone keep it open? Um, yeah, we got our TP1 on. Hey Sandra, how you doing? We got our T1 on NASDAQ, so that's cool. Um, 24. Looking at this market, if we go to the NASDAQ, oh, wrong one, daily chart, I wouldn't be surprised if we tap the 24,000 level. And maybe we do, whether we do it today or not, I don't know. But this price point, I think we'll come down, hit this, and then it's um, I told you, everyone just wants to uh, message and call whenever I start live stream. No, nothing prior to that. What's happening? I'm Jez still in the trade. Nice. I'm still in it on on uh on this one. So I've got a few accounts running it there, just because I don't have the auto break even function on that. So I was trying to manage it while I was doing. I definitely prefer using magic keys. Obviously, in this instance, it's kept me in the trade, which is a little bit more beneficial. But look, realistically, I I need this kind of functionality that I use here on Magic Keys to to operate on other systems. Um, so gold, $275 down. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, we need a pullback to take a trade. I'm not going to do any sells on gold, any sells, unless we have a minimum of 2 or 3 uprange candles. Okay, 2 or 3 uprange candles. So that's going to be a 5-minute chart, a 15-minute chart. It doesn't matter what time frame it is, but I need to see a minimum of 2 or 3 uprange candles. If I don't get that, I'm not doing anything. We've got 15 minutes now for the open. 15 minutes for the open. Let's have a quick look at what's happening on pre-market on some of the big stocks. See oh, what's happening. What's, what's going on? Okay, pre-market's down here, 178, so it's not down much. On Nvidia, down a little bit. What have we got on Tesla? 385, so it's down $7, 2%. Um, Apple and flat on the day. Google down just over 1%. Amazon 1%. Netflix flat. Uh, Anything else you can think of, guys? Anything else you can think of that um, anything you think, any other stocks that uh, what is going This is the most bizarre. 12 minutes. 12 minutes, guys. 12 minutes, and then we can. Okay, so for example, Terry, you were talking about a buy on gold. So let's say we got a 5 minute close above here. Then I could look for a buy on gold. Providing the next candle wicks down, then you can buy the highs. I'm not going to do that. Let me just say that out loud. I am not going to do that. Strong retracement on NAS. Yeah, it's coming into the open. So everything's flattened out now for me on NAS. Uh, Ended up with $554 on one and 80 on the other, and 225 on another. So let's just see. I I would like to think that if price on the NAS can push up and then we get a seller candle, I mean I don't see us having a rally on NAS unless we get above this price point. If we get above here, I'll be a buyer. So let's just mark that in. Possible buys above 24,477. So 30-minute chart, I'm just looking for price to rotate, push up, create another resistance like this, anywhere below this price point really, 24,400. There's potential for a buy above there as well, to be fair. We'll just wait now for. Here we go. All right. Who would look at this buy on gold? 200. Let's get that. NASDAQ. This is. I'd want to see this in about 10 minutes time after the open. I'd want to see a push up and then I'll look to do a flip. This is where I'd want to do a flip, Anna. So ideally my scenario here, Anna, would be that price has a spike up on the open and then we'll look to sell the low of the candle on the open. Does that make sense, guys? So in 9 minutes time, so the next candle, let's say it opens here. Let's say it spikes up and comes all the way up here. I'll place a sell stop underneath the low if that's where it opens. That's what I'm thinking, Mr. Buckley. But I want to see it spike up. So if you've just tuned in, guys, let me know where you're listening in from. I don't mean bedroom, office, lounge, kitchen. What part of the world? What part of the UK? Whereabouts are you listening in from? What's your trading style? Give me as much info. Give me something to talk about while we're waiting for while the market's doing what it's doing, while we're waiting for the candles to close, and then we can come back with a game plan on how to attack and potentially take some pips out of the market. So you can see steady on here today. This is a brand new challenge account. Um, the first trade was just a test. Um, yeah, well, listen, don't worry about being too quick. It's about what do we do to stop it from happening again. Need plans in place. The better the plan, the more solid. And when I say better, it doesn't need to be complex. It just needs to be something that you can follow. Something that you can follow. You know, one one of my clients, bless him, I won't mention any names. Um, he does something really well at trading, but he can't control himself. He's made more money from little accounts than anyone I've ever met in my life, but he can't hold on to it. He gets greedy, he gets impulsive, um, starts trading silly lot sizes. Yeah, I mean, look, from $1,700 last Monday, he turned that into $75,000, withdrew $10,000, and then lost it all. Luckily, he withdrew $10,000. But as good as that is, getting to 75, you know, the 75 is fake money, really, because it's not being pulled out. This is why I always say to anyone, when you're trading, the thing that you need to do, doesn't matter if it's a little amount, you have to pay yourself. So if you're trading, when you're trading, it doesn't matter what size account you've got. On a Friday, if you're day trading, or at the end of the month, if you say swing trading, pay yourself every Friday or at the end of every month. If you made $100, pay yourself 20. If you made $1,000, pay yourself 200. If you made 10 grand, pay yourself 2 grand. Pay yourself something. And the reason for that is we like to be rewarded. The more, because look, if you've got money in your account and it's just sat there, you don't treat it as real because it's just numbers on a screen. Because you don't treat it like your bank account, that's for sure. Yeah. Um, you need to pay yourself. So how many of you in here right now, whether it's a prop account or whether it's your personal account, have ever paid yourself from trading? I know there's a few people that have had payouts in here. Okay, here's a synopsis for you. How many of you would go to work every day if you didn't get paid? Go on, Jez. How many of you would go to work every day if you didn't get paid? Okay, so question for you. Why do people want to trade every day and do things disciplined if they're not getting paid? Which is why it turns into gambling. Because if you're not getting paid, you then want the quick buck. Oh, I've done this and I've done that, so I need to get this. Right, it's not happening now, so let me. Oh, Harvey Frost. Hey, Harvey, how you doing, mate? Doesn't it? Didn't I speak to you a couple of weeks back in the hospital? Is it this Harvey? You, if I'm you, electrician? Oh no. Okay, no worries. Okay, yeah. So, well, Harvey, first of all, welcome to the stream. Uh, I mean, I've been involved in trading now. I did, let's say, I did my first introductory course in November 2009. I've worked in the education space since about 2011. And I worked for a German family office from 2012 to 2015, trading for them privately at Citibank, through Citibank, not at Citibank, through Citibank. And then I've been doing educational stuff and trading for myself since. So yeah, I've been in this space a long time. It's a small world. I know most people involved in it. There's some really good people out there, and there's a lot of people that aren't, that will show. Here comes the drop. Look at that. Typical. uh, okay, so let me see. I want to see if we. It's not going to happen. It did it one candle. Ugh, you did exactly what we were looking for, but never mind. We got stopped. Um, no, I mean, um, in terms of um, how difficult. I mean, I'd always try and simplify it down. I mean, if you watch my live streams, I'll do probably two or three a week on YouTube, and then I do around six or seven for my members. Um, Look, trading can be as difficult as you want it to be. The hardest thing with trading is controlling yourself, and the reason most people can't control themselves is because they don't have a plan. Um, you know, imagine trying to run a marathon without actually having a running plan, a nutritional plan. You could probably do it. It would take you a lot of um, trial and error, but what you want to do is you want to see something that's tried and tested, and run along with a mentor. Um, good man, Mr. Buckley, good man. Um, Listen, also you have to remember with social media, a lot of people will only show you what they want you to see, that will entice you into making a purchase or a deposit of some shape of other. So you have to think about what is it you're trying to achieve? Are you trying to achieve something while you're still working? Are you trying to achieve, what times of day do you have available? So the way that I trade and the way that my members trade, quite a few of them are in here now, like Stephen Buckley, who's saying he got it. He's one of my members. He's from Bermuda. And you got Anna. I know she's in. She's up from Leeds. Jez, he's in from Nottingham. Terry, Terry, where are you based? Who else have we got in here? Vic. I'm sure he's south of London somewhere. I can't remember. I want to say Kent, but I think I'm wrong. And I hate to be wrong. So yeah, we try and simplify everything so that you have like a very, you know what you want to do leading into a session before it happens. Like I told you what I wanted to do here, it just didn't happen. We had this trade on the open just before the open. Um, okay, so this is what I was referring to Terry earlier. So if you wanted to buy gold, what we needed to see was a close above here, because what that would do is that would show us a mini shift in cycle. Because look, you've got a low here, a high here, a low here. Now the only downside is this close above, that's fine, but it's a 5 minute chart, so it's not exactly a high time frame to be taking educated decisions from. So what I'd want to see is, if I was going to get long, I'd want to see the market come back down again, either test this price or maybe a higher low, and then come back up, create a higher high, and then we'll look for the next pullback to be a buyer. So like I said, the hardest thing with trading is controlling yourself. Knowing that you've worked for some high level people, do you know what strategy works then? That's definitely a profitable strategy when emotions are controlled. Um, I mean, look, I have three systems and I trade them here in front of everyone every day. Breakout, BPC, and then range trade. You know, that like a flip is, I wouldn't say it's a system, it's an entry technique. But they're the three trades that I take, and I just wait for the setups each time. And if they don't present themselves, then I don't trade, and I'll just talk and waffle away like I'm doing right now. So this could be a buy if you wanted to be really aggressive. This could be a buy here. But because of the state of the market, $240 down in a day, I'm going to stay away from this. I'm going to wait for another cycle. He's Essex. I knew it was somewhere a little bit further south, maybe. Um, NASDAQ. I think we might end up with a 400-point drop today. We're 270 down now, but um, yeah, no, Harvey, I'm more appreciative of the interaction because people just sit here and don't say a lot. And for someone, when there's no setup and I'm waiting, it it's pretty difficult sometimes to talk about something that's not happening. So I always appreciate the questions and let's just nothing's going to take a trade, so I'm not going to take a trade. So let's hop back to trading view. Now, people will say, "Oh, the markets have dropped so much today, and surely it was an easy day to make money." Yeah, well, thank you, Stephen, listening on to my every word. I can't even get my 4-year-old daughter to listen to my every word. So, do you know what? I might as well take that compliment while it's there and go, do you know what? I'll have some of that. Um, yeah, so listen, I'm just going to wait for price. So look, NASDAQ, as I said, I think 24,000 is on the cards, which is another 125 points lower. If I'm going to take a trade, this is what I want to be looking for. I want to be looking for this type of setup on, I want to be looking for the VPC setup for NASDAQ. Ignore the traffic and pips numbers in these examples. And the reason I say that is because the markets are so different now. We're going for bigger targets, stops are bigger, so reduced risk. You're still ending up with a similar amount of money, but yeah, there's not a lot to get involved with at the minute. So we're gonna sit patiently. Oh, where's it gone? I've lost everything. There we go. So yeah, need to wait for NASDAQ, two uprange candles, and then bearish candle, and then a wick up to move back down. So why do I want to wick up when I'm selling? Because again, it's literally, I'm just talking like firing a bow and arrow. You want to pull the bow back, let go of the bow to project that arrow forward. So when I said earlier about the Nasdaq, I wanted to see it go up first before it sold off on the open. It did that. It just didn't give us an opportunity to get in unless we just placed a sell stop blindly underneath here. But I wanted it to close a bit higher, then push up and do it. Just personal preference, guys. That's little little tweaks we make to our own sort of systematics. But yeah, it's all mechanical based, so that our emotions, the dopamine, yes, we can still have like a rush of blood, and we can still potentially have that moment where we go, oh, I've got to buy this. But if you just have something like these set up on your charts or on one of your screens, so you know what we're trading and why you're trading it, and if it doesn't look like that, you go, do you know what? I'm not taking this trade. Um, Do you mind me asking, how did you come across these strategies? All different traders. I've had probably the biggest educator I had of my life was Larry Williams back in 2012. So you have to remember strategy is, so I read price action, right? And that's just looking at individual candles and the information that they tell. Then a strategy is just how you can apply a set of rules to the information that you see. Okay. Now, people will give them names and package them up in all funny ways. BPC just means breakout, pullback, continuation. So, for example, I would sell a breakout here. I would sell a breakout here. Okay. If it gave me the right setup. Then the next trade after a breakout would be the breakout, the pullback, oh, not that one, the continuation. Okay, and then after that, you're looking for the breakout. So the breakout is here. So if it permitted me, I'd be looking for a breakout here. Then guess what? I'd be looking for a pullback, which would be somewhere here for the continuation. So they all interlink. And then the false break is, guess what? The breakout doesn't break out and it goes back in the range and we trade it back up. So they all link together. The breakout and the false break, one will come straight after the other if it doesn't follow through. The BPC is the next trade after a breakout has happened in the direction of the trend. And a range trade is just, let's go back to gold, was when gold was doing this. And we're waiting for price to come into the top. We have a rejection, a wick up, sell the lows, trade it down to structure. Again, wait for buyers to come in, wait for a wick down, buy it up, wait for it to come into structure, scale out. Again, top, wait for sellers to come in, close back below, wick up, sell the lows, trade it down into structure, into structure. Again, that's it. As long as you are waiting for the market to give what you want to see, you'll do well. You're still going to take losses because there's no holy grail. There's no such thing as a 100% winning system. Um, and the other thing that will happen as well is if you start to risk too much because you got greedy, you're gonna take losses as well and bigger than you want. Okay, let's get rid of these now. Don't need them. Ah, I I did stream on TikTok for quite a bit, and I I'm just not very active on TikTok and Instagram. I should be. Maybe when the uh, when the little one arrives in a couple of months, a few weeks, and we got some help in the house, maybe I'll start getting a bit more active again. But look, at the end of the day, that's probably why they're all, I don't know, mega busy, because what they do appeals to most people. They'll be seeing the Lamborghinis, they'll be seeing the champagne, the boats, the women. Um, uh, yeah, yeah, thank you. Um, um, okay, guys, I am gonna give it 10 minutes. At 2 o'clock, I'm gonna. By the sounds of it, you're definitely more profitable than these people and the ones who can actually afford a Lambo with it. I don't know about that. There'll be some people out there that are mega profitable. You'll see me on here. I have winning trades, I have losing trades. We all go through the same things. But yeah, it can be very rewarding. The main thing is just learn, and I always say to people, whenever you're trading, just treat it like you could do if you're going to the gym. Don't start lifting big weights straight away. So you start with a small lot size. Then if you see consistency, you start seeing some returns, then you increase the weight. So you increase the lot size. And keep doing the same thing. Okay? So make sure whatever it is you're doing, you follow the same process. You don't change the process. Wait for results. If the results are going against you, you reduce the lot size, unless you started at the lowest. Um, Okay, so if NASDAQ gives you a 5 minute bearish candle, there is going to be potential. Okay. Uh, 270. Yeah, you got to wait for the change in cycle for any buys. Right, guys, I have a good lady. I need to go and make sure she's okay. So I will be back tomorrow. I've got Gandalf, are you online? Ready for 6:30 tomorrow? And then I will do a live stream 7 till 8 a.m. straight afterwards. So if Gandalf, if you're still on, 6:30 or 6:15, we can start tomorrow morning. And then I'll do a live stream for the London Open at 7. Everyone else, have Great evening. Cheers, Vic. Cheers, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you all at some point tomorrow. Oh, Stephen, yeah, 10 o'clock tonight. Yep, I'll see you at 10 o'clock tonight. Cheers, Andy. Take care. Bye bye. Bye, guys. Yeah, 10 o'clock's fine tonight. And then I'll go and get my head down at 11. All right. Bye, guys. Take care.